Hey ladies and germs, it's time for another haul video. It's been only a couple weeks, hasn't it? Anyway, I've got some pretty cool stuff to show you, so let's just get right into it. I will be cutting away a lot. Why am I even mentioning that? What? Does anybody care? Do you care?
I don't care.
What should I start with? Let's start with some Vita stuff. I got 3 Vita things? I got 3 Vita things. The first one is Disgaea or Disgaea 4. Please, would somebody help me with the pronunciation on this? Anyway, there it is. Just the game in a case, $19.99 at GameStop. Boy, I've been visiting GameStop more than usual lately. But it's hard to get it's hard to get Vita stuff, you know? So it's one of the easier places to find it, and I don't know, eBay prices have been ridiculous. All right, way too much talking, I hear. Next we have Littlebigplanet. This did not come with the cover, I printed it. If anybody's interested in a video on, you know, cover printing, this one's not the best one I've ever done, but on cover printing, let me know. Because there's some tricks to it to get it to look halfway decent, and this one, again, is not one of my better jobs. I got some PSP ones that are a lot better. Happy to have that one though. I had it originally on the Vita and liked it quite a bit. It's a good platformer, you know? Can't complain about that. Next, this one was a viewer recommendation. I did have it before though, but Ridge Racer. There's not a lot of racers on the Vita. So here's one of the good ones. The other one, was it WRX? WRC? Anyway, the other one I'm looking into, it's kind of expensive for those games, but I'm going to try and grab one of those as soon as possible too. Ridge Racer. That is a bunch of downloadable content for that game. Fortunately, I bought it earlier, so I've got most of it at this point.
Vita game recommendations would be nice.
Next, I've got another Dreamcast game. In fact, I got 2 Dreamcast games. I've got Dino Crisis. I've got a bunch of boxes over here, jewel cases, and I'll replace the jewel case on it. I've wanted this one for a while, and I just never bought it. Dreamcast prices are still ridiculous, in my opinion. I just remember when all these were super cheap. Anyway, it's, you know, nice to be getting some more Dreamcast stuff in again, because I really do like the Dreamcast quite a bit. And here, of course, we have Choo Choo Rocket, which I can't believe I didn't have. And my particular Dreamcast does run Japanese and US games, just, you know, without doing like disc swapping or anything. Disc swapping, that's PlayStation. Without doing like a boot disc or anything. So, pretty decent. This is gonna be a good video. That was sarcasm, for those who do not recognize sarcasm. Let's keep going. Spore Creatures, which I think $4 might be too much for it, but it is for the DS, and it is complete. And I got that at Goodwill for, yeah, $4. Might be a little bit high. Next, I got a couple of GameCube games. It's really rare by me to get GameCube games, let alone, you know, ones in fairly decent shape like this. So it was nice to find them. You know, I don't know how I feel about the GameCube racing games in general. The couple I've played haven't really felt quite right. But we'll see how these go. I mean, it's Need for Speed, so they should have it down, right? Right? Next, PlayStation. This is crazy. These are all out in the wild finds too. This is another system that's very hard to find games for out in the wild. Here, I found Driver 2, and it is, oops, it's a mess, but it is complete. So that's really nice. Crack up if the disc wasn't in there. So we got that. I found the Game of Life. All right, that's not very exciting. But this is like the first thing that I found in that grouping. I was like, wow, a PlayStation game. It's not a sports game, so I grabbed that one. And then I found this one second, and this is Destruction Derby 2, which I don't think I've seen in the wild, probably. By the wild, by the way, I mean like at just like a regular thrift store, instead of a video game store. I haven't seen this probably in years, just like out there at a thrift shop. So very nice find out in the wild. Like I'm out in the wilderness looking for it. That's pretty, it's kind of a neat idea. Anyway, keep going. Found some Wii games. Build and Race. I think I had this game before. You build the tracks and then you race on them. Thus, Build and Race. You see a pattern here, by the way? Big on racing games. Next we have Monster 4x4, another game that was one of the first games I had on the Wii. I actually liked it quite a bit. I think it's kind of fun. You can play it split screen. And I like split screen games quite a bit, so nice to see this one, you know? Xbox, The Great Escape. That's complete. Had never seen it before. What dropped out of it? Ew. Next we have Sega GT and Jet Set Radio Future. It's that flip one where you see, you know, the one's on the one side, one's on the other. Usually I think it has the cover with both of them on it.
He made that up.
So I grabbed it. It's got both games on it though, you know, on one disc. It's not like you get two discs. But I've always thought this was kind of an interesting one. It's not terribly uncommon. In fact, I would say it's probably almost as common as sports games. For the Xbox when you're thrifting. Some really great stuff is coming up. If you just live through this part of the video, there's some great stuff coming up. Also, what the heck's with my hair? Anyway, I'm trying to grow it out a little bit more. I'm not going to go as long as I used to be, but I'm going to grow it out to maybe here. Hair talk with Rob. Oh yeah. Next, we've got Killzone Liberation for the PSP. Complete in box. I think this was like 15 or 10 bucks at my local game store. That is pretty good. And next, not GameStop, by the way. Next we got Space Invaders Extreme. This is a sealed copy of it. I really want to open it. I'm probably gonna end up opening it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do an unboxing. Would that be an unusual unboxing? Like, I don't know. There's probably still a lot of boxed PSP games around. But anyway, here we have Space Invaders Extreme. It was like 20 bucks at my local video game store. And they, you know, it's just weird to see it as a sealed game. So, neato. Next, should I do these? Yeah. I can't remember where I found these. I found some Sonic socks. Yeah, they got these little fins on them. This is ridiculous, but I like them. They were like $6, so I absolutely had to pick them up. I'm gonna look like an idiot wearing them. Nothing will make the blood boil like a couple of middle-aged men feet and some Sonic socks. Oh yeah. Next, we have Rayman for $2 for the Game Boy Advance. This is a pretty good copy, as I recall. I recall this was pretty good on the Game Boy Advance, so getting it for $2 isn't bad. Next, we have Pac-Man, very standard thing for the Game Boy, $2.99. I basically grab Game Boy games whenever I see them right now, unless they're sports, obviously. All right, next we have the two biggies that I picked up. Again, things I never see like out just at a thrift store. Usually I gotta get this kind of thing off of eBay. The first thing we got is a TI-99 4A. This was one of the competitors to my Commodore 64. This was more maybe during the VIC-20 time. But it was the game system I didn't have. A couple of my friends did have it. So I saw it was 30 bucks, so I just grabbed it. Unfortunately, no power supply, so I don't know if it works yet. These tend to work though. So I'll go grab a power supply for it and test it out. 30 might have been a little bit too much, to tell you the truth, but oh well. They're dead sexy looking though, aren't they? Look at how chrome they are. That is a nice looking machine. Oh, I have some controllers for this too, and some pretty decent ones, so I'm be happy to be able to test those out. I did those, must have been a haul video 2 months ago. I don't know why I mentioned it, because I can't even remember when it was. Anyway, alright, finally, here is the big one. This is a boxed Commodore 64. Obviously, it's not brand new. It isn't like sealed in box or anything, but it is pretty nice. It included one dust cover for the Commodore 64, one user guide. This is back when user guides, look at the guy has notes in it. This is back when user guides would actually show you how to program. There's some actual programs to test out in here. And I remember this was my first computer. Not this one, obviously, but the Commodore 64 was my first computer, and I remember just going through this manual and doing everything in it. It did include the power supply, yay. I have not had a chance to test this one out yet. I do have a Commodore 64 over here, and I do have a nicer box. I might put this one into the nicer box. And it looks pretty good. There's no significant discoloration. It's really a nice example. So worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, I'll fix it. And probably sell it at a loss, because that's what I do. Fix them up, spend too much, fix them up, and then sell them for way less than I got into them. Good thing I don't make my living off of that. Alright, anyway, this is it, the end of this haul. I think it's a pretty great haul. I really like the TI-99. I think I got some pretty cool games. Not all of them are like awesome or anything. And I'm really starting to step up my Vita game and my PSP game, which, as we all know, I just started collecting for a few months ago. Thank you very much for watching this video. Oh, look, I just can't let it go. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.